loves, welcome back to my channel. I'm Stephanie with Chubby Girl in the World, and today is It Worth the Wardrobe Wednesday. Before we get into it, I have just a few things, news items. No, I have just one news item in the plus size world. Victoria's Secret hires their first ever plus size model. Plus size. Her name is, what is her name? Her name is Allie Tate Cutler, and she's a size 14, and she is the first ever plus size model that they've ever hired. Now, the reason I put plus size in quotations is because she's a size 14. Almost over half the women in the United States are a size 16 or over. So yeah, she's still under the median size level, but anyway, she's beautiful. I'm happy for her. Yay. Oh, there is one more piece of good news. Even though my apartment complex does not allow me to have pets, my amazing mom, hi mom, sent me this adorable throw rug with this cute little French bulldog on it, and it comes with a cute little French bulldog pillow. Meet Katrinka. She's going to be my pet from now on, and I just love her, and I'm going to pet her like she's a real dog because I desperately, if you don't know this about me, I desperately want a dog. I'm in love with puppies. I'm in love with dogs. I love them. I love dogs. I've always loved dogs, but I can't have one. But I can't have one, and I want one so bad. So Katrinka is the newest part of our family, and she will be spoiled rotten, even though she's inanimate. So today we are talking about, there's one new release. So the Adidas released a size inclusive line with universal standard, and we're going to talk about that. But what I'm really excited to talk about is YouTuber merch. So if you don't know, a lot of YouTubers have their own merch, like t-shirts, sweaters, things like that. And since it's sweater weather, I thought what better thing to talk about than my favorite YouTubers merch, and if I think they're worth the wardrobe. So if that sounds interesting to you, let's get into it. Okay, so first we're gonna talk about the Adidas inclusive line with universal standard. Honestly, I think it's kind of boring. So that's why I've kind of grouped these in units of 4 so we can get through them quicker, because honestly, I don't think they're really that interesting. So here in this quad of pictures, what you're gonna see is on one side, there's gonna be like the plus size picture, and then on the other side will be like the standard size picture of the same garment. So the universal standard performance like fleece thing is like $90. It's a sweater, zip up sweater. $90 is ridiculous for a fleece sweater. And then you'll see the crop top. I think those were like $50. So yes, those were $50 a piece. Why you would need a $50 crop top, I will never know or understand. And then you have some universal standard leggings, which they're 7/8, so they're hit right about the ankle. Those are $75. I think they have 2 different kinds, so that's why they're in 2 pictures. Oh, one is black and one is burgundy. They are still both $75. Standard long top is $40. That I can kind of understand, $40. That seems reasonable for like a longer, performance sort of tank top. Like that one's okay. These all come up to size 4X. And they also have the standard performance t-shirt. That one comes in like a burgundy color, $40, also not too bad. The striped shorts, like the biker shorts, are $60, which that's super weird. I don't know. Yeah, I just don't think the collection has anything, there's nothing special about it that's you can't get from Old Navy. Old Navy charges, I don't know, $40 for yoga pants, and then maybe $20 for a sport top. This sports bra is from Old Navy, and I got this on consignment for like $5, and I bought it 5 years ago and it still works fine. So yeah, I don't see this being like a huge hit among like the general population. Like if you're bougie, then, you know, hey, have at it. But I I don't know if, like, by quality standards, if it would be just a ton better. I don't know, because I've never gotten to wear Adidas because they've never made my size before, so I don't really know. So if you've tried Adidas and you know that the quality is just like, mwah, like, please let us know in the comments down below so that everybody can kind of know what the 411 is. But yeah, I've just never been Adidas size before, so I don't know. Now I want to talk about the thing that has me more excited than anything else. And Katrinka's excited too. Like, you can tell her bow fell off. And so I want to talk about YouTuber merch. I love Teresa is Dead. So if you don't know, Teresa is Dead is a makeup channel, and if you don't like cursing, that is not the channel for you. If you don't like cursing and stories about like gross subway encounters, which I think are really gross, but I find fascinating because I've lived on the West Coast my whole life, and so like subway culture like isn't really a thing here. Like going on a bus or whatever, like buses are, you know, that's normal, but like the stuff I hear about New York subways, I never want to go. I never want to go. Ever. It sounds awful and I don't want to. But anyways, Teresa's Dead. I love her channel because I think she gives some of the best reviews where she really does tell you why she likes something, why she doesn't like something, and she also tells you like what her preferences are, like the fact that she has really, you know, sensitive eyes that can be really watery. Sometimes I will have that, like sometimes I don't, it just really depends. But I really do love when people are kind of just honest about their preferences. And like, for example, I'm not a huge lover of, I don't love jumpsuits. Like I hate jumpsuits. I hate them with bloody fiery passion because I'm old enough that going to the bathroom, I can't have going to the bathroom be like, I can't have it be a production. Like anything that makes it harder for me to pee, I hate. And so I feel like I'm very honest about that, and I love that she's really honest about her makeup preferences, but she has a couple of sayings that are really amazing. So these, I'm going to show you 4 things of her merch, and she was really honest about the comfort tees were a little bit less expensive. They're $1 less, but the premium tees were going to be softer and nicer and just kind of hold the colors a little bit better. And the premium tees go up to, I believe, 2 or 3XL, and I think the comfort tees go up a little bit higher, I think to a 3XL, but I'm not 100% sure on that. I'm pretty sure that's what she said. And this one says, she always describes herself as an alien. I'm trying to keep this family friendly. She describes herself as an alien slug, but put in a different N letter. She describes herself as an alien slug who loves like a glowy highlight, who just like an iridescent highlight, so she looks like a alien lady of the night. And this one's, she always says the phrase like, take me to your leader so I can hug him. That's not what the t-shirt says, so you should just look at the screen and read. I don't, if your little ones are listening, I don't want them to, you know, get any ideas, because I know sometimes when you're listening to YouTube videos, if you have little ones, they start repeating everything everyone says. I try really hard not to curse on my channel just to remain family friendly, but it does definitely happen. She also has this really cute shirt that has an uncooked chicken, just like kind of putting on makeup, because she always describes herself as uncooked chicken because she's a paler person, and I think that's awesome and hilarious. Just so you know, I'm completely biased and love all of these YouTubers, and I do think all of these are worth the wardrobe. I do. I'm trying really hard to figure out which one I want. I can't really decide. I kind of have analysis paralysis. Then her logo, the skull and bones, but like the bones are a mascara wand, which I think are amazing. And then There's The Miserable Three, her podcast. She does a podcast with, I think it's her best friend and her husband. I haven't listened to it yet, but I've heard really good things about it. Now, if you want to talk about people who are worth not only your feed and your attention, but also your admiration, you can't go wrong with Samantha March. Samantha March is the hardest working YouTuber person I have ever seen. She has consistent daily uploads. I think the only day she takes off is Sunday. I don't know anyone who works harder at this than she does. I definitely don't work anywhere near as hard, and it really shows in her work. She's also an author. She has a book blog. She reviews books. She is somebody who is just an amazing person and has always been the kind of person who would reach out and reach down to help someone else out. So just so you know, full transparency, Samantha March is the reason I got my very first subscriber that was not a family member or friend, like someone like a stranger I didn't know, because she basically reposted onto her stories something I posted to my stories, and just it made all the difference in the world. And I started off doing YouTube and I had like 3 subscribers, and you know, you start at 0 like everyone else, and I had like maybe 3, and like 1 was my husband, 1 was my mom, and like 1 was, I think, like a friend at work or something. And now, you know, you guys are 48 strong, and like, yeah, that's not a whole lot of growth for a channel that is been over, I think I'm over a year old now, but for me, that was like huge. It was exponential growth, and especially because I work full time, and you know, I have other pursuits and I write and different things. And that's the other thing, is Samantha March is just such a huge inspiration to me. But we're here to talk about her merch. Sorry, I'm just like, she's who I want to be when I grow up, even though I'm older than she is. Okay, so she has the shirts that say aspire to inspire. I love that. Hopefully one day I do aspire to be as inspirational as Samantha March. She's got that on a pillow, but my favorite is the hashtag Sam Squad. I think I want that in pink. She's got that one, and then these, cool to be kind. She really does preach just like positive vibes, being kind to people, community over competition. I love that, because I feel like for so much of the time we have been taught as women that like other women are competition and we have to like get one over on each other or whatever, and like that's just not true. And I love that the beauty space, and like I will put fashion like in beauty, because I think fashion kind of like sneaks into beauty a little bit, like these sorts of channels. So if you watch beauty channels, this might sneak into your recommended. And I love double take, where like a makeup product like makes you do a double take, like oh, like that's a Samantha March thing to say. Also love the Mood Motivated t-shirt. And of course, Samantha March is the one who popularized the Will I Buy It series on YouTube when it comes to makeup. And so I think that's really awesome. And I also think the Positive Vibes kind of tank top is awesome as well. I might just order one thing from all of these guys. I love every single one of these people. They are the people who, when I'm depressed, or when I'm feeling alone, or when I'm feeling like I'm the only person going through this right now, I watch one of these people, because they are so authentic. And there's people who don't pretend like everything's okay. They don't pretend like everything in the world is hunky-dory. Like when something's not okay, like they talk about it. And I think that so often we're told as women that we're too emotional, and you know, we're getting too worked up or whatever. But the thing is, if you are an emotional creature, then be an emotional creature. Like, be that person. Like, that doesn't necessarily mean you should, you know, cry at work or whatever. But if you're upset, then you should let yourself be upset for a little while, figure out what you're gonna do, and then move on. And so that's how I usually deal with it. Like, you know, I have a lot of uncertainty going on in my life right now, and for me that's really, really hard because I'm such a control freak. Like, I am such a control freak where I just want everything, I want everything to go according to plan, to my plan. And that's not really happening right now, and that's kind of hard for me. So when I watch these women and watch them go through their journey and, you know, talk about it, and sometimes it's just nice to just sit there, listen to them talk while they're doing their makeup, and it's almost like doing your makeup kind of like, that's not the reason I'm watching, but that's kind of like, it's kind of like the excuse to be watching. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's not, I don't know. I don't know why for some reason that makes it more accessible, but sometimes it just does, and I don't know why. Maybe it's because the act of putting on makeup is communal, like it's something you did when you were younger with your friends and stuff like that. I don't know. So now, speaking of people who are super honest and super real, Angelica Nyquist has merch, and I think probably out of all of these is the most beautiful. Like, I love all the other ones, but hers is just, it's sassy and pretty. So she's got some hoodies, and one is her Beauty Loving Unicorns one with these really pretty, like, kind of marigold flowers. It's awesome. And my favorite is the open compact that says "Who asked for this?" And that's on a hoodie too for $38.99. I think that's one of the most beautiful art pieces of artwork I've ever seen. But the funniest one is where she says, "Calm your titillations." It doesn't say titillations, but again, we're trying to remain family friendly here. And that's on a t-shirt, a mug, a slouchy tee, and then she also has one in a classic pullover hoodie in green. I love Angelica, and I hope, she's also, I think her nickname with her friends is Angeshka, and I just love her vibe. I love how she brings a different perspective to this community because she's from Sweden. Because a lot of this space is taken up by American YouTubers. I think, you know, Angelica Nyquist, Nikki Tutorials, you know, at least like English speaking YouTube is kind of dominated by American YouTubers, which, I mean, it's not like a bad thing. I mean, YouTube's based in the US, but so it kind of makes sense that that is how that works out. Why am I itchy? But I do think it provides like a fresh perspective. Like, we just, even talking about Christmas and like what holidays you celebrate and like the difference in taxes, the tax system, like all these things that you wouldn't think you would talk about in makeup channels, but you do, and I really appreciate that. Unfortunately, I think that either the YouTube algorithm or for whatever reason, Angelica said her videos aren't being viewed as much. I try to watch every single video, especially like Samantha March talked about this. Like, if you have favorite YouTubers and you want to support them, watching their videos when they come out within the first 48 hours really does help them. And so what I was doing before is I was like kind of saving up all of Angelica's videos to watch till like the weekend. But now that I know that it will help to watch within the first 48 hours, then I'm just gonna like kind of do that. Even if I can't pay attention to it, like if I'm just in the shower or something, I just really want to support her because I really love hearing her voice and doing that. And so even though I'm not that into tutorials or whatever, I just love hearing her opinions. I love kind of just hearing her hot takes on things. And I think her merch is absolutely beautiful, and I think every single one of these things is worth a wardrobe. I definitely want the Calm Your Titillation mug to add to my collection, to my Ruth Bader Ginsburg mug and everything else. So yeah. She also has Beauty Loving Unicorn mug and a yellow t-shirt, some die cut stickers, and the Beauty Loving Unicorn in kind of like a pale green, and the Who Asked for This in an orange t-shirt, and then a coffee mug, die cut stickers again in like a more pale yellow. It's absolutely beautiful. One of her other sayings is that the rainbow has already been curated for you, and so that's on some merch too. That's in response to all like a bunch of brands releasing like rainbow palettes and makeup because sometimes when a makeup brand just wants to have like a colorful palette instead of working on a color story or like having an interesting curated palette, they'll just release a rainbow palette. So it doesn't really, you don't really have to do any work, it's just kind of lazy. And so that's kind of her point. I absolutely love Angelica, and I hope that she doesn't go away from YouTube. I think it's totally fine to take a break if you are feeling overwhelmed. I know I definitely have done that and stepped away for a week or two, and you know, I might do it again in the future because I am a real person with a real life and real responsibilities just like the rest of us. And so this is kind of like a hobby. It's not really, you know, it's not my job, and you know, I have a quote unquote real job. So yeah, I really, really love her aesthetic. I love her looks. I love her feistiness, and I hope that she stays around for a really long time. Now, if you don't know who Smoky Glow is, Hannah from Smoky Glow, you are missing so much tea. You are missing the tea. So this is her, first let me tell you about her merch. Her merch is Smoky, it's Smoky Glow, and she has the Spooky Glow stuff up now. Now all of her merch in October, even the Spooky Glow and regular and like her regular merch, all of the proceeds are going to benefit the St. Jude Hospital Fund, and I love that. If you don't know, St. Jude is a charity that helps children with terminal illnesses, cancer, and the families who go to St. Jude, they never have to pay for treatment or housing or food or anything like that. It really is just a great organization that helps families that are in a terrible position that, you know, wouldn't otherwise get help. So if you can, if you wanted some merch and you want to support that good cause, great. If you don't want any merch, I will link the St. Jude's website below where you can donate directly to them. It is an amazing, amazing charity, and I really hope that you'll take a look at what they do. So let's talk about the merch. I love the Spooky Glow merch. It's kind of like a it's just, there's little bats on an orange like hoodie, and I really love it. I also love, she's known for going, "Hi friends." I love it, and I love it that it's on a hoodie and a shirt. Here is her Smoky Glow kind of with the really pretty sort of floral crowns around it, and she's known for wearing her hair in this big like bun, poof, and I think that the artist that she got to do this just did an amazing job. She drew like just her eyebrows and I think it's great. And so here again is a tank top, like almost, I think all of these are from Teespring. And so the YouTubers get like some little bit of commission, but it's really not that much of a profit. So it's just a way to support them, and just, you know, they do make a little tiny bit of profit, but it's not a huge moneymaker is what I'm saying. And she also has a mug, which I love, and some stickers and a Spooky Glow mug, which I think I really kind of want that. If you don't know who Hannah from Smoky Glow is, you are missing all the tea. She is the only reason that I ever know any YouTube drama. So if there's YouTube drama, she will make commentary videos on it. She will have a series called My Thoughts, where she's just kind of expressing her opinions on things. And I love that I get to hear her opinion, because she is someone who is currently working on her social worker degree right now, which I think is really interesting because she has a lot of really informed opinions on social issues, social justice issues. And yeah, I mean, a lot of people use social justice warrior, like they use that term as a derogative. I don't. I think if you're a social justice warrior, that you are, to me, that means that you are out there actively trying to make the world a better place, a more just place, and make the world better and leave the world better than you have found it. And to me, that's not derogatory. I applaud you for doing that. Social work is very, very difficult and very hard. There are so many barriers, both financial and educational barriers, to getting to be a social worker. And the reward is not at all lucrative. Like, no one's getting rich as a social worker. I thought about going into social work, but once I saw how much they made, I just didn't think that that would support the kind of lifestyle that I wanted. And so I didn't. And so my degree is in economics, which is technically a social science, but economics is more geared towards kind of figuring out like customer preferences and the elasticity of demand. So that just means, okay, if we raise the price of peanut butter by $1, how much are sales going to go down? So just kind of the study of supply and demand, elasticity of pricing, and what people actually value. It's a little bit of psychology, a little bit of calculus, and a little bit of experimental design. So that's kind of economics in a nutshell. So to me, that was a little bit more, the work that you could get doing that does pay a little bit, I would say significantly more than social work does, if you can get into it. I have a degree, I am done with it, and it's just kind of sitting on my shelf and not paying off right now. But kind of everybody's in that boat right now, so I kind of get that. But it is difficult, and I just wanted this to be like a super fun video where we just talked about some merch and what I thought was really beautiful and pretty, and just kind of talk to you guys and just be chatty. So I hope that you had fun with me, and I really hope that you'll go check out these channels as well. And I'm sure that you're probably already fans, and I absolutely recommend every single one of these channels. Unless you don't like cursing, then Teresa's Dead's probably not for you. But if you love a good story and you love listening to a native New Yorker talk about new makeup releases while drinking, which is really entertaining, that she calls it makeup bingo, I love it. So she's kind of like my my anger interpreter. Do you remember that skit when Obama had like Luther, his anger interpreter? I feel like Teresa is Stephanie's anger interpreter. Alright guys, thanks so much for talking with me today, and I hope that you're having an amazing Wednesday, and I will see you on Sunday. Bye!